Most people see saving $10,000 as just a financial milestone, but the truth is, the transformation that happens inside you is way bigger than the number in your bank account. Because $10,000 isn't just money, it's proof you can set a long-term goal, stick with it through ups and downs, and literally change your habits and your mindset. Today, I'm breaking down how everything, your stress, your confidence, your lifestyle, shifts after you save your first $10,000. You stop panicking about money. The first and most immediate change is the mental relief. Before you save $10,000, every unexpected expense feels like an emergency. A flat tire, a broken phone, a medical copay. Those moments hit hard because you're not just paying the bill, you're paying with anxiety. But once you have that cushion, something amazing happens. Your brain finally relaxes. You start living your life without constantly calculating how close you are to zero. You don't panic when something goes wrong, because you know you can cover it. This doesn't mean money becomes irrelevant. Far from it. But your relationship with money becomes healthier. Instead of being something you fear, it becomes something you manage. This shift alone changes your daily mood, your sleep, and your general sense of control. It's the peace of mind you didn't even realize you were missing. Your choices improve. When you've saved $10,000, you gain something incredibly powerful: options. Before reaching that milestone, many of your choices are shaped by pressure. Pressure to pay bills, pressure to avoid falling behind, pressure to take whatever opportunity appears simply because you don't feel like you can afford to wait for something better. Money stress has a way of making you say yes to things that aren't right for you. Whether it's a job you dislike, a commitment you don't want, or a situation that drains you. It's not that you're choosing poorly. It's that you feel like you have to choose quickly. But once you have savings, you begin operating from a different place. You don't make decisions out of fear anymore. You have the space to pause and think. You can consider what's actually good for you instead of rushing into whatever feels safest. You negotiate with more confidence because you're not terrified of losing the chance. You can say no without worrying that everything will fall apart. This freedom doesn't make you careless. It makes you intentional. And that intention transforms everything. You start choosing opportunities that align with your goals instead of your fears. You start acting from stability, not survival. And that shift is the beginning of every major upgrade in your life. You build real momentum. Most people assume that saving $10,000 is the hardest part of the journey. But honestly, the toughest part is simply getting started. In the beginning, progress feels slow, and it's easy to doubt whether your small efforts will ever add up to anything meaningful. But once you finally reach that first $10,000, something shifts in a big way. You start to trust yourself on a deeper level. You realize, I actually did this. I'm capable of managing money and following through. That realization gives you a kind of confidence you can't get from reading books or watching videos. It only comes from experience. With that confidence comes momentum. Saving no longer feels like a constant battle. It becomes a natural part of your routine. You see your balance growing, and it motivates you to push a little further. You also start becoming more curious about money, how it works, how it grows, and how you can make smarter decisions with it. Maybe you look into investing, interest rates, side income, or ways to build long-term stability. That $10,000 becomes more than a number. It becomes a launchpad. It's the point where you stop being someone who wants to change and become someone who is changing. And that momentum doesn't just affect your finances, it spreads into every part of your life. Your spending changes naturally. Something surprising happens after you save $10,000. You stop spending carelessly, not because someone lectures you, but because you finally understand the value of your effort. When you've saved that much, you know how many hours, days, and sacrifices went into building it. So when you look at something you might buy, you naturally start asking yourself, do I really want this? Or am I just bored or stressed? Your spending becomes slower, more thoughtful, and way more aligned with your real priorities. You start appreciating quality instead of quantity. You stop buying things to impress people or fill emotional gaps. And the best part? You don't feel deprived. You feel in control. This isn't about being cheap. It's about being aware. And that awareness saves you even more money without you even trying. You start thinking long term. Before saving $10,000, most of your decisions are about right now, like getting through the week or paying the next bill. But once your savings hit that number, your whole perspective stretches. Suddenly, the future becomes real to you. You start imagining what you want 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and beyond. You think about opportunities instead of emergencies. Maybe you want to invest. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want to travel. Or maybe you want to build a safety net for yourself. Whatever it is, you start planning instead of reacting. You're no longer chasing survival. You're building stability and eventually freedom. This shift from short-term to long-term thinking is one of the biggest mental upgrades a person can have. And it all starts with that first milestone. You feel proud because you earned it. And finally, there's the emotional shift. The part most people don't talk about, but everyone feels. Saving $10,000 isn't something that just happens. It doesn't fall into your lap. It takes discipline, patience, consistency, and a lot of small decisions that most people never even notice. So when you finally reach that number, the pride you feel is real and earned. It's not the kind of pride where you want to flex or brag. It's the quiet kind. The kind that sits deep inside you because you know exactly what it took to get there. You remember the moments when you wanted to give up. You remember the times you chose the responsible option instead of the easy one. You remember pushing through doubts, setbacks, and temptations. And because you pushed anyway, you built a kind of self-trust that no one can take away from you. That confidence spills into everything you do. It affects how you set goals, how you communicate, and how you plan your future. You don't just feel like someone who saved money. You feel like someone who can accomplish big things. Saving $10,000 becomes proof of your growth, your maturity, and your self-control. You feel stronger, not because of the money itself, but because of who you became while earning it. So yes, everything changes after you save $10,000, not because of the number itself, but because of the person you had to become to get there. If you're on this journey right now, keep going. Your future self is already proud of you.